Hey guys, this is Illusion Podfic, and today we're going to be reading Glowsticks and Bullet Holes by Hyperius. This is Chapter 22. For once in his life, he wasn't alone. It created a strange feeling that swirled in his gut, a nice sort of warmth that burned in his chest and spread out to his fingers and toes. It felt like sitting before a fire, the smoke lazily blowing in the wind with a sort of infectious calm. The warmth made him feel as if everything in the world was alright. Maybe, for once it was. Jason was happily resting between Hal and Dick, head pillowed on Hal's shoulder as the Green Lantern gently brushed his fingers through the boy's hair. He felt happy, genuinely, truly happy. And he figures he shouldn't be surprised by that anymore. Hal, Guy, they've been making him truly happy recently. And he knows they'll keep striving to ensure his good feelings for the rest of his life. So will Dick, now, and Roy. He knows, though, the rest of his family, the Bats, they aren't happy. He knows Damien is devastated to be taken from Bruce, and Tim is mourning the loss of the Bat and who he believed him to be. Even Dick is conflicted between what was and what is, likely feeling happy to help, but still guilty for seemingly betraying his father, and being the key player that took the children away. It hurt. It must have hurt. Even Jay feels a slight ache in his soul that still longs for him to be Bruce's son. But here, in the arms of his new family, that ache is so easy to ignore. He only wishes his brothers could have that ease as well. But he knows that won't be happening anytime soon. They need their time, and they need to make their own family to replace the gaping hole the Bat left. But that's not the problem, though. Not right now, at least. He just needs to take care of himself right now, so he just needs to focus on himself. That's what Hal's been telling him, and Guy, even Roy and Dick have been telling him that. Focus on himself. Heal. He wants to. He just wants the rest of his family to heal as well. He really wishes he could just care less. He reached out, grabbed onto Dick's hand, and smiling slightly. How are you feeling? His older brother seemed surprised, almost to be asked such a question. To be touched so casually by his younger brother. A smile overtook his features. Honestly, feeling a little complicated, but I'm happy I did what I did. I should have done it a while ago. Jason shrugged. Yeah, I should have left a while ago too, but none of us realized what he was doing. You did. You kept saying we weren't being fair to you, but none of us listened. With a snort, Jason shook his head. I did, you're right. But I still didn't know. No. Even now I want to deny it. Pretend I don't know he's abusive. It still feels wrong, in a way, to have stood up to him. And isn't that fucked up? It feels wrong to stand up to the man who's supposed to be their dad. It feels wrong to tell him that he's hurting them. And that's all the more reason why they have to. Jason could tell Dick feels the same. It's that complicated feeling, that warring passion of justice against the love and obedience of being raised a child soldier and son. It's all sorts of wrong. I'm just glad he's no longer able to hurt you. Dick smiled, leaning sideways until all of his weight fell onto Jason. His younger brother let out a grunt and wiggled against Dick until he found a comfortable position to handle the new, unnecessary weight. Me too. Jason sighed, dropping his head back onto Hal's shoulder. Yeah, it's good. Me three, Hal snorted. I'm glad he can't hurt any of you anymore. Dick remained silent at that, especially because he didn't want to think about it. Think about how Bruce likely hurt all of them one way or another. Think about how they never even noticed it, and about how blind Dick was to his brother's abuse, to potentially his own. Letting out a little groan, Dick turned until his cheek was pillowed on Jason's chest. Ugh, your pics are so big. He relaxed, eyes closing as he tried to change the subject. How did I get so big? Working out? Jason wiggled slightly. Fucking weirdo, stop talking about my chest. But there's such good pillows, and my pecs are small, so I noticed, 'cause I want bigger pecs. He actually doesn't care, but he noticed it may be a teeny bit weird noticing his younger brother's pecs while snuggling with him, so he's trying to make it less weird. But it's really not even weird. Like, he'd be blind to not notice how soft his pillow is, so, bleh. Whatever. Does Roy like these? Okay, I'm over this. Jason shoved Dick off of him and off the couch. You're being weird and invasive. Sorry. Dick pushed himself off the ground, ignoring how Hal was definitely laughing at him. instead choosing to focus on Jason's grin. His smile looked so natural on his face, and yet so foreign. It's a genuine grin, one without sarcasm or wariness, one that isn't forced or psychotic. He hates that he hadn't seen it more, but he loves he's actually privy to it now. Seeing it cements every thought he had till now. It was all worth it. Jason is worth it. Family is worth it. Eventually, Damien and Tim will come around to the changes. It'll just take time. And they have all the time in the world. How about I go pick up some brunch? Bagels? I'm down, Hal grinned. Get a lot. And cream cheese. Jason's smile widened. A lot of that too. Needy, Dick said, brushing off his pants. Okay, I'll be back soon. Don't get too crazy while I'm out. He waved before leaving, a smile on his face and warmth in his chest. Jason and Hal watched him go. Once gone, Hal turned to Jason. How are you feeling? Me? Good, actually. He let out a breath. I feel weirdly free. Better now that Dick is feeling better too. I figured your family would be weighing on you. You have too much empathy. That why you waited for Dick to leave? That, and I wanted an honest answer. Hal shook his head. Your family brings out the worst in you. Oh, well then, asshole. But also, maybe. But that can change now with Bruce gone. He won't be as angry, won't be as hurt. And maybe even he'll stop feeling like he has to lie around them to preserve their fragile relationship. Maybe soon he'll realize he can be honest around them. Maybe he'll feel as if he can really trust them, confide in them, use them for support and love and... yeah, he'd like that. Shut up. Jason blindly swung his hand back to slap Hal. Go away. Hal snorted. You really want me to go? If I do, you lose your pillow. Jason sighed. Fine. You can stay, but only 'cause I want my pillow. Of course. That's definitely the only reason. It is. Rolling his eyes, Hal started to run his fingers through Jason's hair. So what do you want to do now? I just want to take the day off. I cannot tell you how good of an idea that is. And he certainly won't express how happy he is that Jason is actually asking for a day off. Before, when Jason felt like he had to prove himself to everyone, he never would have asked for a day to relax. He would have pushed himself till he fell. And then beyond that. So taking a day off, taking care of himself, means everything. It means Jason is finally moving on from the abuse he faced. It means Jason is finally learning to take care of himself. And even more importantly, it means Hal has an excuse to sit at home all day and watch movies with his son. Hell yes. What movie? Studio Ghibli? The Cat Returns? Hal reached for the remote, turning on the TV and pulling up a streaming service. With Jason cuddled close and the movie playing softly in the background, Hal found himself relaxing. Soon Dick will return and they'll have their brunch. They'll laugh together and Jason and Dick's relationship will improve. Hal will end up adopting all of the bats and they will become one big happy family and fuck. Hal is getting way ahead of himself. For now, he's just going to enjoy the now. The later will come, well, later. He pulled Jason closer and smiled. He's just happy, and it's so easy to be happy with Jason, with his son. Alright guys, and that is the end of chapter 22 of Glowsticks and Bullet Holes by Pierce. I hope you guys liked it, and that's the next chapter.